afternoon. This is me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from Haslingden, north of Manchester, in the UK. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of February, 2010. My little talk today is entitled, "Why is bad news such good news?" Why is it, I wonder, why so much of the media is full of what I call bad news? If you look, for example, at the BBC News website, it is chock-a-block with bad news or speculation about gloomy and depressing news. It reports every death in Afghanistan as its number one item. It reports what seems like every single murder trial in the most gruesome detail. Any corpse found anywhere in the UK will get reported. Any comment by any economist about some remotely gathered statistics will get a hearing. You will often read items like, "Greece says the EU offers of economic aid are timid." Well, have you ever heard a country talking? Of course, it was the Greek Prime Minister who was being reported. But why refer to it as Greece says? Well, obviously because it adds to the darkness and the starkness of the image. Greece says, as if everybody in Greece was all shouting the same thing at the same time. What absolute coswallop, and to my mind, bad use of English. Then you will read, "German economy stagnant." Oh my God! Oh. Well, that's good news if you're depressed. If you like bad news. But have they been and interviewed every businessman in Germany? Have they visited every shop, every plumber, every electrician to see how they're doing? Of course not. Some silly clerk in some government ministry somewhere has compiled a few government statistics which are to all intents and purposes absolute poppycock and utterly meaningless. That's how it came to be reported. But why put it in that way? Germany's economy stagnant. It bears no relationship with the facts. Really, they should say, statistics indicate. But statistics can lie. But they don't say that. No. That would have the same effect. Tell me, can you explain why the BBC likes to dwell on every appallingly gruesome detail of a murder trial? And I mean every gruesome detail. How far the knife penetrated and all that kind of thing. How many times they were stabbed. Have they any idea, the BBC, how many weak-minded people will read those stories and go thinking about them until they become mentally deranged enough to go out and copycat the murders? And it happens. Oh yes, it's been proved in America. It happens. So why do they do it? Tell me, why is it they can't find any good news items? Well, there has to be just as many items which are uplifting as there are items which are depressing. But of course, bad news makes better headlines. Good news doesn't. If you had a neighbour who every few minutes banged on your door to announce another murder up the road, or a rape, or a stabbing, or a tidal wave, or an earthquake, don't you think you might eventually tell her to go away and never to return, to put it politely? So, come on, you reporters. and you, particularly you editors, stop reporting all the bad items with such relish and skimping on all the good items. For heaven's sake, give it a rest. We all want cheering up. The makers of antidepressants must be rubbing their hands with glee. Well, that's all for today. Cheerio for now, and God bless. Thanks for listening.